Not a single day goes by where I don't see multiple stories about crazy wild animal attacks. Especially being down in Florida. Every day there's a shark attack, there's a snake bite, you got frozen iguanas falling from the trees sometimes, and the alligators. Folks, you would be horrified if you knew how many old people were just dragged into ponds and lakes by alligators here in Florida. It's really bad. Little dogs and old people. They're getting taken out left and right by these alligators. So I see these crazy kinds of stories all the time. But it's not every day that I hear about an octopus attack. Let alone an octopus attacking someone inside of an aquarium. But apparently, that just happened in Texas. A 6-year-old was attacked by a crazy octopus at some sort of like octopus petting zoo portion of the aquarium. Now, when I saw this, I said, wait, something has to be wrong here. I've gone to plenty of aquariums. I've been to, the places where you pet the stingrays and you touch the starfish and you do all of that good stuff. Never ever have I seen a octopus, let alone a large octopus, in a tank where little kids are supposed to go play with it. I've never seen anything like that. I did not know it existed, but after seeing this story, I did some research, and apparently it does. At least at the San Antonio Aquarium in Texas, they allow little kids to go play around with octopuses that are just about as big as them, that can wrap their tentacles almost around their entire body. And they act like it's so cute and so cool. But I don't know. You tell me what this looks like to you. Let's go ahead and roll this clip really quickly.
Girl, that octopus is trying to kill you, okay? In case you have not seen all of these videos coming out of the San Antonio Interactive Aquarium, there is a girl who keeps coming on this app and she keeps putting her arm, and she works there, she keeps putting her arm in the octopus tank to show how safe it is for kids, for toddlers to come, and that octopus is trying to take her inside. That octopus is 20,000 leagues under the seeing that bitch. And she's like laughing and it's like, she's poisonous. She could bite me if she really wanted to. But come with your kids. Come with your family. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen, which is why I was like, oh, immediate follow. I need to know what's going on here. But literally, you're watching a grown adult fight this thing off, and it is a huge octopus. The next headline we're going to read about this place is it's like octopus kills bird, and they're going to be like, wow, that's crazy. And then it'll be like octopus kills 85-year-old woman by jumping out and getting on her face. Go watch the videos. Hopefully the search is right here, because literally it's the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life. Peeling tentacles, peeling all the suction.
So, yeah. No, I'm good on that. You see, some things are just like you should be able to see something. I don't care if the aquarium tells you it's okay. Some things you just see and you should be able to come to, the conclusion that maybe this is not something that I would want to do on your own, right? Because that was a grown woman. Look at how that octopus was wrapping around her. That is a grown woman. They got 4 and 5-year-olds, okay? They got 4 and 5-year-olds going up to these tanks to, I guess, touch or play with the octopuses. I don't get it, but apparently this is something that happens, and some mother took her 6-year-old to go see this, and the octopus damn near comes out of the tank wrapping around the kid, and there's injuries from the little octopus suction cups. It's crazy. It's scary. And this woman is about to provide you all with her whole entire story about how this went down. Go ahead and check this out and then I'll be back with more thoughts after this.
I'm pretty sure when I tell y'all what this is on my son's arm, you're not going to believe me, but I have the receipts. And I'm definitely going to need some animal experts to weigh in. Okay, here's a little bit of a backstory. My son has always been obsessed with animals, but especially sea life. We started going to this aquarium in 2021, and most weeks we're there several times a week. His obsession with marine biology started young because I was always helping him see or touch the octopus. I don't have a lot of pictures or video, but 3 years ago when we heard our aquarium was getting an octopus, we were there. Like, we have been there since day one for this octopus. A friend of mine took this in November, and you can see like the octopus is down there. It's allowed, they're allowed to touch them, and it's welcomed, and he would sit there and touch and talk to the octopus until we cut him off. Like several times a month, even after he started kindergarten, we were there with that octopus. Now I come to today's story, in case you haven't figured out what the first clip was from. The summer has been busy with traveling and other activities, so we really haven't been there very much. So as soon as we saw the octopus and other people were touching it like this, and we were like, what? This thing is huge. It had grown exponentially. This is a picture I took. We even flagged down an employee to ask if it was the same octopus, and it was. I was over here to this side of him, but one of my friends was over here, and she's taking the pictures that we are about to see. And every single time we've ever touched this octopus, it suctions onto him, and then it releases, and it's like this fun, cool experience, and that's what it was doing to everyone in the line before us. We had no reason to believe that this would happen. My son is very level-headed when it comes to animals, so when he had his arm in there and he started saying, "Mom, it's not letting me go," and way too calmly, I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like helping him get down from like the step and trying to pull him away from the octopus, and that octopus is not letting go. The octopus starts coming out of the tank, and the reason we don't have pictures and videos of this is because my friend was also freaking out. So I am trying to get him like to come down, but we start freaking out because that octopus is now bigger than my 6-year-old. So if we have this octopus like outside of the water, is it going to like engulf him and like swallow him whole? I don't know. And I'm also not touching that octopus. I'm not that desperate yet. And the octopus is now like hanging halfway outside of the tank. And I don't want to hurt the octopus. Like, I do love animals as much as my son does. And he didn't want to hurt the octopus. So I tell him, like, can you grab with your other arm, like this octopus off of you? And he goes, no, I can't. Like, he's trying. And he's like, I cannot get it off. And I see a couple suction marks like come off of his skin, and they are purple, and I'm like, that octopus is hurting you. So my friend and I start yelling. We're like, help, someone help us. Like, there's no employees around. And finally a guy comes walking very nonchalantly towards us, and he's like, oh, isn't she playful today? I'm like, this hot octopus is halfway out the tank, like trying to eat my son, but yeah, playful, sure. And he tries getting it off of him, and he can't get it off of him. So he takes out his radio and starts calling for ice packs, and I think, oh, good idea. My kid is going to need an ice pack after this. That wasn't what it was for. 2 people come running in with ice packs and like try to put it on the octopus, and I guess maybe to like shock it out of what, I don't know. They could not get it off my son. 3 grown adults, including me, I mean, not really, I'm just very supportively patting his back, are trying to get this octopus to release my child. And the octopus is like suctioning and releasing like the other employees, but it's not letting go of my kid, and more tentacles start to like envelop his arm. I think we all did a very good job staying very calm, including my son, but I could feel like I like put my other arm like around his chest, like, and I just kept saying, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, if you want me to, I can punch this motherfucker in his face. I'm just kidding, I wouldn't. But I was like, are you okay? Because he was being very calm, and I could feel in his little chest, like his heart beating really fast, but he's like, yes, I'm okay. And still he claims he's okay. But, and from the beginning of this video, you saw how far back the tentacle marks go, and it has not gotten better tonight. Like, it still looks this bad. So at first we all just kept saying, oh my gosh, like, it missed you so much, it just wanted not to let you go. But then I started like researching behavior, even though I've done some research. Literally what his entire science fair project was for kindergarten. He goes to a science school, so I know a little bit. At least we've read a few books, and I've watched hours of documentaries. So that being said, I know this behavior is not normal, and since this octopus is getting up there in years, I read that it can start becoming like super erratic or clingy. So after this whole incident, we came back like 2 hours later because my son wanted to check on his octopus, and this part alarmed me as well. Let me show you a video. So again, there's a huge crowd of people. So when he finally got up to the glass, this is what he looked like, and he like made eye contact with my son and immediately shot out like this and started to change colors and come close to him, which my research has also told me is a little bit alarming. So I'm going to need all cephalopod experts to weigh in because, yeah, he turned white as soon as he saw him. We've never seen him change colors like this, and honestly, my son was thrilled, but it raised some red flags. Honestly, I'm concerned for the animal because this is all displaying like emotional dysregulation, especially since the octopus is getting older. And the fact that she changed colors when she saw him, like with her eyeballs again, didn't even touch him or anything, shows that she recognized him and the previous stimuli. It seems like she has like a heightened emotional response to him. So I don't know if this is an age-related neurological decline or a familiar stimulus overreaction or loss of inhibition and control, but I am concerned for the animal and for like other visitors because I'm worried that a less calm child or less calm like parent would have reacted badly, like punching the octopus in the head. But honestly, I didn't want to touch the octopus and I wanted to keep it safe. So let me know in the comments what you think if you've made it this far, because honestly, I would love to know the experts' thoughts, especially if you know a lot about octopuses. My son is begging me to come to the internet to make this video to see what you guys think. And he wants to make a follow-up as well, talking about his experience, because this was honestly like the coolest experience to him. He is so excited, but I don't know. Should I be more concerned? Should I be worried? Because the staff definitely played this off as, oh, she's so playful, she loves you. But I kind of think it was a little concerning. What do you think? Sorry, this was a long one.
Okay, so I just have so much to say about this situation. For one, when did they start doing this? When did they start allowing people to like go up to the octopus tanks and play with the octopuses? I've never heard of that in my life, but apparently it's been going on for years. And apparently this story is a little bit deeper than I first thought. You know, the kid has been visiting and talking with the octopus for years, right? And the octopus has grown. It's been a few years since he first went to see the octopus. Now the octopus is bigger than him. And that's where I have a very big issue with this story. Look, I'm not a parent yet. I don't want to judge anyone's parenting. I understand, hey, this is cool. Allow your kid to go play with the octopus. But it's something that I'm probably not going to allow my child to do when I have kids, especially if the octopus is bigger than my child. I feel like that just kind of, I don't know, I feel like the danger signs, you know, and the warning signs are right there in your face. This octopus is bigger than your kid. Maybe your kid shouldn't be leaning over into the water tank, you know, getting wrapped up by the octopus's tentacles. And it's just really scary to think about that there's tons of kids visiting and doing this supposedly. And I'm just thinking about, like, you know, parents, maybe they trail off. Your kid is sitting here messing around with the octopus, and the parent trails off to go look at the clownfish, and then you turn around, next thing you know, your 4-year-old is in the tank, totally wrapped up, getting drowned by this octopus. That's something that can happen. That octopus got pretty freaking big for little 3- and 4-year-olds to be going and playing with. You know? That thing can snatch someone right into the water, and then sayonara, little kid. You just got taken out by an octopus at a freaking aquarium. You know, that's an epic way to go out. It's horrific, though, and it's a real freaking possibility here. Now, another problem that I have so many problems with this entire situation. The mother at one point in the video says, "I'm not about to touch the octopus. I'm not that desperate yet." You see, that's where me and her, we're different. Like I said, I'm not trying to judge anyone's parenting, but if my kid is at the aquarium and an octopus is attacking him, trying to drag him into the tank, I'm going to start freaking wailing on that octopus. I am throwing haymakers straight at that squishy octopus head. I don't give a... I will grab those tentacles and start biting into them like sushi. Okay? I am not going to sit there and play cool as octopuses are attacking my toddler. I am not going to do that. So, I don't know. You know, her saying, yeah, we're just calm. I'm not about to touch the octopus. But you allow your freaking 4, 5, and 6-year-old to go and play with the octopus, but you don't want to touch it? I don't know. I don't know, folks. I feel some type of way about that. The fact that it took 3 or 4 grown adults to try to get the octopus off the kid should tell you everything you need to know. It should tell you that kids probably shouldn't be interacting with this octopus. And, you know, she was right at the end there. You know, I'm glad that her son remained calm. I don't think that most kids would remain calm in that type of a situation. And freaking out in that type of situation would have made everything worse. I get it. But like I said, as a parent, I would probably swing on that octopus. I think that there's an appropriate, you know, how can I put it? I think that there's some middle ground here, okay? Yes, I think it's a good idea to be calm in these hectic type of situations, always. Stay calm, cool, and collected, especially when dealing with wild animals. I get that. But there's also there's a point where you're a little too calm. You know what I mean? To where you're putting yourself and your kid in danger by being a little too calm. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe swinging on the octopus is not a good idea, even though, you know, maybe I would have done that. But another bad idea is an hour or two later, after your kid was almost dragged into a tank by a freaking out of control octopus, taking your kid right back to see the octopus again. That's probably not the smartest decision to make. Hey, this octopus just tried to murder your kid. Oh, let's go back an hour or two later to check on his octopus. And the whole video, she's so concerned about the octopus and what's going on with the octopus. What about your child's arm? Why are you bringing your kid back there? We're never going back to this aquarium. We're going to sue the heck out of y'all. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. But it's crazy that, you know, it's crazy that they returned to see the octopus. That's crazy. But what's even crazier is that they were able to return and see the octopus an hour or two later. So after this thing did what it did to the kid, they get it off the kid. They finally wrestle it off the kid. The kid is very obviously injured. And then they say, oh, okay. And they just allow other kids to go interact with the octopus again. We're just going to allow all of these other kids to possibly get killed and dragged into the tank. So yeah, there's a serious issue here. There's a serious problem. Maybe octopuses just aren't meant to be played with. And the fact that it, she thinks it recognized her son and, turned white and was coming at them again, that's freaking scary. Maybe stay the hell away from the thing. That's the way I see it. But there's actually more to this story, and we'll dig into that in the future. But for now, you guys let me know what you think about all of this so far down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.